8:45 wake up today, and I've got 4 legs of flying ahead of me, so it's a pretty long one, but I'm overnighting in Burbank, and I get to see one of my friends. So that really does make it all worth it, in my opinion. All right, we've made it to Burbank. It was a pretty long day of flying, but I feel great. And usually I'm a PM flyer, but I did pick this up as an AM trip, so instead of going straight to bed and having my layover in the morning, I'm gonna shower and change and then head right back out so I can enjoy my layover for the second half of the day. My friend is coming to pick me up pretty soon, so I need to get ready for that. This is my outfit for Burbank. It's really, really basic. There's not that much to say about this one. I do, however, have something to say about this because I wrote this little note for Sophia asking if she wants to be my registered companion, and I kind of want to do it like promposal style, so I wonder if she'll say yes.
Am I nervous? I'm nervous. Yes, I do. Yes, you have to follow the rules or else. It finally happened, guys. All these years of work finally paid off. All these years of being her friend. Disgusting. We're going into a different...
Alright, it's bright and early, it's almost 6 a.m. and I did not want to wake up this morning. That being said, I had such a nice trip. I realized though I need to come back here on off days because we have so many places to go and so many things to do. There's a couple of restaurants that I miss from when I lived out here that I want to take her to and I want her to try, and then we wanted to go for a hike and we wanted to go to the east side. And anyway, the moral of the story is I'm realizing I have to come back sometime soon, and it's so funny because when I'm here and I'm hanging out with her, I just feel like a local. I don't really feel like I'm visiting. It is kind of like back when I lived here, as if we were friends when I lived here, and I wish we were, or I wish we both lived here at the same time, I guess. That's what I really want. So much of it is just us like sitting on a couch talking, and it's so nice and like refreshing for my soul. I also had to show her how to use the non-rev app, how to check the loads, all that kind of stuff. So that was a good portion of our night too. Today is 3 legs. This is a pretty high credit trip, so we're working a lot. We go to Phoenix and then San Diego and then Eugene. But I've only ever been to Portland, Oregon, so I'm pretty excited to go to Eugene. And even though we have 3 legs, they're not terribly long. They're just up and down the West Coast pretty much. So that also is something that makes the day a little bit easier. At least they're not 3-4 hour flights. Not that that's really possible, but you know what I mean. Actually, I still have a little bit of time before I need to lobby, but I just need to get all my stuff packed up because it's all kind of spread out. I've only been to Oregon once before that I recall, and it was on an overnight. I went to Portland. And I found a lot of really fun stuff to do there, and I really enjoyed it. But this is kind of what I envision when I think of the state of Oregon, the mountains, the evergreens. And I'm so excited to be here. And I was talking to this passenger who was actually on our last 2 legs. He came with us all the way from Phoenix. And we were talking about the redwood trees, and we were talking about Crater Lake here. And on my trip last week, I was talking to maybe one of the flight attendants I was working with. I can't really remember. And then I was talking to my dad this week about how I want to do a road trip up the Pacific Coast Highway because the farthest I've gone along that road is from LA to Santa Barbara, which is beautiful, but it's not like the Big Sur, Monterey part of the highway, and definitely not getting into the Pacific Northwest geography. And I really want to see it, and I really want to spend time, and I want to have a vehicle where I can go hiking and kind of go off the beaten path a little bit more. So maybe that is in my future. It's hard because my other bucket list place is Portugal. Right now I have a fixation on Lisbon, and I really, really want to go. And the hard thing is, like, other countries sometimes, when I'm thinking about visiting, they're cheaper. Like, the lodging is better than if I were to stay in the US. So even though the flight is longer, I'm like, I'm gonna non-rev anyway. So I really want to go. All that to say, I obviously have a travel bug if I picked this as my job, but I always think about going far and wide, and I've been lucky enough to have been afforded those opportunities, but there's so much to see in my quote-unquote backyard that I haven't yet. The Pacific Northwest being one of those major regions that I just haven't spent a lot of time, so I'm going to start exploring it right now. Beginning with Eugene, Oregon. Alright, I have like 2 hours before I'm meeting my crew in the lobby. This is my outfit. Alright, I'm back at the hotel again, and I have the blinds closed to try to trick my brain into thinking it's later than it is. Have a nice 3 a.m. wake up tomorrow, which is so ugly. But that was actually so wonderful. I love that crew. I wish I was flying with them tomorrow. It's always so nice when I'm flying with like a girl my age. It feels like social time, especially on the layover, obviously, when we're just hanging out and talking. And on top of there being someone who's more like a peer, I just feel like the overall dynamic was just really good and so much fun and such good conversation. And I don't eat out a lot on layovers, so having a meal out in the city of Eugene and getting to have something local, have something that I can recommend people when they're staying here, I always love that. So it was overall a very successful day. I don't know, now I'll probably just shower and dry my hair tonight. Give me a little less that I have to do in the morning. No, I was gonna say the crack of dawn, but it's not gonna be the crack of dawn because the sun won't be coming up for a couple hours. At least tomorrow's go home day, but it's a pretty long day. We've got 4 legs, so there's still a lot of work ahead of me. But I'm gonna go to bed with a very full belly and very happy from great time spent with such great people. So day 1 in Eugene was very successful for me. It's 3:35. You know, I always give myself so much time to get ready in the morning, and then it's time to get ready and I am so much quicker than I think I'm gonna be. I don't know if I mentioned this, but after I finished my last book, I started reading The Night Circus. And I'm probably 40% of the way through now. And I'm enjoying it. So that is what I will be reading on my flights today. I am back home from my trip. I just got back and I'm usually a PM flyer, so it's really odd to me to be home from work and have so many hours of daylight left. It's great, don't get me wrong, but I also am probably gonna fall asleep as soon as the sun sets because I have been up since 3. I'm kind of sad that this last trip is over because I loved my crew so much, and I just don't think there's a sort of chemistry that happens with crews. And I mean, for the most part, I get along with everybody that I work with. There are just certain dynamics that are so wonderful, and it really does make work seem so easy. Like, we had 4 legs home today. That should have been torturous, but it was great. It was totally fine. I think our very last leg got in late because of flow control into Denver. We couldn't take off when we were supposed to. And that's just the final leg curse. But I mean, if that's my worst problem, then that's not a bad problem to have. I've got a trip tomorrow too. It's just a 2-day, so hopefully in contrast to my back-to-back 3 days that I've been doing this month, it'll feel pretty short and easy. And then that's my last trip being based out of Denver, and then I get to go home, and I'm so excited. I've been flying for 2 years now, and I have never been able to live at home. I haven't been able to live in base, and it just totally changes the job. And I hear that all the time, and I don't even really know what that's gonna mean for me until I get home and see what life is like when I can live in my actual apartment and hang out with my friends and be on reserve at my own place. I'm so eager though. What I'm not eager for is the road trip that I have to do home, but it'll all be worth it. I've also just been such a lone ranger for so many years because I live like a nomad and I'm never anywhere. And I have a really hard time having standing plans or being consistent showing up anywhere. So I think that's about to change again for the first time in like 2 years. So I'm so excited. I'm just gonna watch TV and then pack up my bag for tomorrow and then finish packing up the rest of my stuff so that I can put it all in my car and drive home. Thanks for joining me in Eugene and Burbank, and I'll see you on my next trip.